There we go. Okay, so now that we have that function done, we're gonna scrape some data from the website. So the website that we got the composite image from was larvalabs.com. And in larvalabs, you can see all of the types and attributes that all of the punks have. You know, if you're to select on beanie, then it'll show all the punks with beanies. What we're going to do is we're going to pull this container right here and get all of the we're going to get all of the punks with the beanie cap. So to do that, we can just right click in the browser. Let's see. So we're going to get this main content div, and then what we're going to do is we're going to find this container. So we're going to right click this element and copy it. And X out that. Now let's create a new file. Paste that element in here. And then we're going to say we're going to save it as beanie punks. All right. So that's saved. Okay. Now what we're going to do, get rid of that. And we're going to call this beanie punks. Is beanie punks. Now we want to create a beautiful soup object. So we have to import that. All right. Now we need to get the main container element from our HTML file. So we're going to say main container is soup.find div class is main container. All right, now from that main container, we got to get these sub-containers. So there are about 5 of them. So we're going to get that first sub-container. So what was it called? Punks found. Punks found. Container is sub-containers that. All right, now we need to get the image grid from that. So as you can see here, pull that up. We got to get this element. So we're going to say punks found grid is equal to punks found container find div class is row image grid. Okay. Now we're going to get the image elements from this grid. So we're going to say punks found images is equal to punks found grid find all images. All right, so let me say punk index is equal to list. Let me say for PFI and punk found images. So I'm going to tell you what we're about to do. We're basically, I'm going to inspect this. So in this image, we're going to get this alt text right there. So we're basically grabbing this alt, ALT attribute. So what we're going to say is what we're going to do is we're going to split that alt text into, you know, that's like an unimportant variable that we don't care about. And then we're getting the index from that element attribute. So we say PFI dot split. There we go. So then what we say is if punk index starts with 0, we're going to remove the 0 from any punks that have a starting 0 to it. For instance, an index with that's 99 will show up like that, but we don't want that initial 0 there, so we're removing it. So punk index is equal to punk index and the second to the last character. So we say punk indexes append. Okay, so we have those created, and I'll just show you whenever we print that out. Oh, whoops, we messed up. Where did we mess up? Oh, that's why. That's right. Because this has to be main content. There we go. There's our list. So now what we can do is we can render those to the browser to get a better look at them. So this is what I'm going to do. We're going to have HTML rows is going to be a list. And we're going to say for PI and punk indexes the punk image content, so get punk from composite. I'm going to get that punk index. Okay, now we're going to say pi HTML equal to PNG base 64. We want to get the punk image content, and then we want a width of 24 and a height of 24. And then close that off. Then we're going to say HTML rows append this HTML, and then we're going to have our body. Oops. Then we're going to split these HTML rows by a break element. And then we're going to close that HTML page off, and then we're going to write it to an output file. And then we're going to open it in the browser. Okay, so then we have to import web browser, and there's one other thing we have to do. So we have to convert this image object into base 64, or we have to base 64 encode it. And so to do that, we first have to get the bytes from this image. So we have to import another library called bytes.io, and then one more from base 64. I'm going to say B64 encode. Okay. Now I don't think we have to resize it anymore. We don't care. So we say image byte array is equal to bytes.io. Then we're say punk image dot save image byte array PNG formatted, and then there we go. I'm going to base 64 encode. Then we're going to decode it because it needs to go into the HTML string. Then we return it. All right, so now let's run this. All right, so here we go. There are our punks with beanie caps.